There's nothing more frustrating in the world of digital marketing than having a winning product but zero creative assets to back it up. We've all been there, right? You have the inventory, you have the website, you have the offer, but when it comes time to actually stop the scroll on social media, you're just staring at a blank screen. And honestly, you're usually left with two pretty painful options. Option one, you burn hours trying to learn complex design software. You're fiddling with layers and fonts until your eyes cross, only to end up with something that, let's be real, looks homemade. Or option two, you hire a designer or an agency. You burn through your budget and you wait a week just to get, what, 3 static images back? But listen, we are living in the golden age of AI, and the landscape is shifting under our feet every single day. Today, I want to take a deep dive into a brand new feature inside the Artisly ecosystem that is frankly going to change the workflow for anyone who sells anything online. We are talking about the new ad creator update inside Artisly. Now, before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's set the stage a little bit. If you've used image generators before, you know the struggle. You try to prompt a scene with your product and the AI just hallucinates. It warps your logo, it changes the shape of your bottle, or it turns your sneaker into a hiking boot. It's a total nightmare for brand consistency. What Artisly has released, and keep in mind this is currently in beta, which we will touch on later, is a dedicated workflow designed specifically to solve that problem. It automates the copywriting and design process simultaneously. This isn't just about making a pretty picture, it's about generating volume. It's about taking one static image of your product and multiplying it into 20, 30, or 50 unique marketing angles without you ever writing a single line of prompt text. So, close your other tabs and let's walk through exactly how this works. Because if you are running ads, managing social media for clients, or even just building your own brand, this is the toolkit you didn't know you needed. Let's start at the beginning. If you don't have access to Artisly yet, I will leave a link to the Artisly lifetime deal in the description below. Yes, it is available for a one-time price, and I have been using it for a couple of years now. You can create images from text prompts, create KDP books, storybooks, and more using this tool. We have already done a comprehensive review of the latest model, and a link to that will be in the description as well. Okay, so when you log into Artisly, you're going to navigate specifically to the Fast AI Image Designer. Inside that dashboard, you want to look for the AI Design Agent. This is where the heavy lifting happens. Under that Design Agent umbrella, you're going to see the feature labeled Ad Creator. The interface is deceptively simple, which is exactly what we want. We don't want a cockpit with 1,000 switches. We want a make it happen button. Here is the scenario. Let's imagine you are launching a new line of high-performance athletic sneakers. You have a great photo of the shoes, just the shoes, on a plain background. In the old world, you'd have to Photoshop that shoe onto a track or into a gym or onto a city street. You'd have to worry about lighting, matching, shadow drop, and perspective. With the ad creator, the process is flipped. The first step is simply uploading that product image. You take your sneaker photo and drop it into the upload box. That's it. No masking, no complex file prep. Just give the tool the raw asset. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Usually with AI, this is the part where you have to become a prompt engineer. You have to sit there and type cinematic lighting, photorealistic, shoe on a wet pavement, neon lights in background, 8K resolution, and just hope for the best. Artisly has removed that friction entirely. Once your image is uploaded, the tool asks you for a theme. This is where your creative strategy comes in, but you don't need to be specific. You don't need to describe the scene pixel by pixel. You just need to give it a vibe. For our sneaker example, let's say we want to target 2 different demographics. For the first batch, we want to target serious runners. So for the theme, we might type in marathon intensity, grit, early morning run. Next, you choose your quantity. The tool currently allows you to generate up to 25 designs in a single batch. Think about the scalability of that. Then you pick your aspect ratio. This is crucial. Are you making content for Instagram stories and TikTok? You hit the vertical ratio. Are you making standard Facebook feed ads? You go square, you select the format that fits your placement, and then you click generate ideas. Notice I didn't say generate images yet. This is a two-step process. When you click generate ideas, the AI goes to work analyzing your niche. It looks at the product, our sneaker, and it looks at the theme, marathon intensity. It doesn't just start painting, it starts thinking. So you wait a few seconds. Once you see the notification, you hit the final button, generate images. This is where the magic happens. This is the moment where the software takes your static product shot and builds the world around it. For our sneaker, it might generate an image of the shoe in the foreground on a textured road surface where the scene is backlit by a warm sunrise or sunset. It casts an orange glow around the shoes and adds bold typography overlaying the image that says earn the miles. It might generate another variation showing a person running, wearing the shoe through what looks like a modern neon lit tunnel or indoor track with the text grit meets gear. It keeps the consistency of your actual product. It's your shoe, not a fake AI shoe, but it designs the text, the layout, the background, and the overall mumbo jumbo of graphic design without you lifting a finger. Now, let's pivot and try a completely different angle. Let's say that the same sneaker is also great for casual streetwear. You don't want grit and sweat for this audience. You want cool and trendy. You go back to the start. You keep the same product image uploaded, but this time for the theme, you type in urban streetwear, neon city lights, futuristic fashion. You hit generate. The AI shifts gears. It stops thinking about sweat and endurance and starts thinking about style and hype. The text it generates changes. The backgrounds change to cyberpunk cityscapes or graffiti walls. The lighting becomes more colorful and moody. And again, you get a batch of 20 or 25 images tailored to that specific psychological trigger. This is the power of the ad creator inside the AI image designer. It allows you to test creative angles at a speed that was previously impossible. Now, I want to address the beta aspect because transparency is key here. As mentioned in the update, this feature is currently in beta. That means the results won't be perfect every single time. You might run into the occasional typo or a design quirk, but if you do find a mistake, let's say a spelling error, it is an incredibly easy fix. All you need to do is click on the edit option. This instantly opens your image inside Artisly's advanced editor. From there, you can simply grab the text layer and edit it however you want. You have total control to rewrite the copy, change the font, swap the color, and make it exactly right. Anyway, now let's get back to the workflow because I want to emphasize the bulk nature of this again. In modern advertising, the winner is usually the person who tests the most creatives. With Artisly's Ad Creator, you can refresh your creative stack every single week without a massive production budget. Let's say you are selling a digital product, maybe an ebook on gardening. You upload the cover of your book. Week 1 theme, spring planting. The AI generates lush green gardens, flowers blooming, and bright, airy text. Week 2 theme, urban balcony. The AI puts your book in the context of a small city apartment with potted plants. Week 3 theme, sustainable living. The AI focuses on earth tones, recycling symbols, and organic textures. You are selling the same product, but you are hooking different segments of the market with different visual triggers, and you are doing it in bulk. You click the button, you get 20 options, you keep the 5 best ones, and you discard the rest. This curation over creation mindset is the future of productivity. Instead of being the laborer who builds every pixel, you become the art director who chooses the best output. The flexibility is really only limited by your willingness to experiment with different themes. We are moving into a world where content density is increasing. There is simply more stuff to look at than ever before. To survive as a business, you need to produce more content of higher quality for less money. So go ahead, play with it, test your products, scare your competition with how fast you can pivot. I'm super excited to see what you create. If you found this deep dive helpful, make sure you are checking out the tool for yourself. I will leave a link to the Artisly lifetime deal in the description below. I will see you in the next one.